Fresh Take is a free-flowing conversation that occasionally touches on mature subject matter. You've been warned. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Fresh Take podcast. Number 8, Splash. Golden State Warriors.
They shoot lots and lots of three-pointers.
They really do. And they lost their coach. They lost the heart and soul, and some would argue, in Mark Jackson. They really played hard for him in Game 7 against the Clippers. But he's gone.
Try to keep him alive.
And Steve Kerr is in, which makes it really awkward when you play NBA 2K, and he's on commentary and on the sidelines.
You know what? I really like Steve Kerr.
I do too.
Great analyst. I think he's going to be a good player coach.
Yeah.
He was a good player. Great.
Not a bad GM even.
Excellent. Oh, he's a phenomenal GM with Phoenix.
Yeah.
Excellent teammate as well. I really understands. I think he's really going to relate well to Steph and Clay because of his shooting abilities. You can play horse with him, you can play knockout with him, whatever, and he's probably going to do very well.
I think this is a better position for him to go for a team than New York, not just because it's a better team that's contending.
It suits his style.
And it suits his style, absolutely. And, I mean, when you talk about Golden State, MVP candidate on this team, Steph Curry, one of the most exciting players in the league, maybe the best three-point shooter of all time. Conversation's already kind of starting with him.
We shall certainly see.
It's pretty crazy. Obviously, Ray is still in that category, but Steph is definitely stepping up to that plateau.
He's taken the reins. He dropped a nasty one on Kobe last night.
Yeah.
Kobe was guarding him hard.
And that's what they just called Splash.
Does not face him whatsoever.
Klay Thompson was so valuable to this team, they would not budge and trade him for Kevin Love. Obviously, I think it's not hard to debate that he's a top 3 two-guard in this league. And I don't even think the offensive input, it's the defense.
He's a two-way guard. Defender. It's so hard to find two-way guards, and those guys are worth their weight in salt.
Small forward position. Interesting news breaking now that
apparently Steve Kerr said Harrison Barnes is going to start, and they're reserving Andre Iguodala for a point forward role.
Interesting.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we're both have kind of watched Harrison Barnes from his days in UNC, and there's always just kind of been that what if with Harrison. A lot of buzz about him being one of the next great guys.
We just wish he could have played this well in Carolina.
We saw his rookie season against the Spurs. We saw a lot of great impact from him.
Yep.
He did really good, and I think he just needs some burn. There's a lot of potential from this guy. He is possibly could be even exceed Clay with the potential that he has on this team to be the second best player on this team. He has so much potential, Harrison. It's just if they can find it.
Those are some big words.
Yeah,
more potential than Klay Thompson.
He has we've seen it. We've seen it at his pinnacle. He can knock down big shots.
That playoff series against the Spurs was just really impressive.
Now, do I think he should start over Iguodala? I don't know. Because I think Iggy's one of the best defenders in the league. He can also score for you. I think it's crucial to have him on the floor if you have him at all times.
You really need to play him a lot.
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest, this Golden State Warriors team isn't really known for their outstanding defense, and that's why they brought Andre Iguodala in from Denver. He's supposed to be the guy who anchors their defense with Klay Thompson, and if he can stay healthy, Andrew Bogut, which, if he plays 50 games, I'd be excited.
Another thing we looked at the depth chart is I think Draymond Green should be starting ahead of David Lee.
Debatable. Absolutely debatable. David Lee is not... We know he's not the player he was in New York.
No. Defense has dropped a little bit. He can score with basketball for you, obviously.
Great, yeah.
But there's a lot of analytics about his defense that shows how, not great of a defender that he is. And Draymond just brings this intensity, this energy to the court that not many other players can bring, not just in this team, but in the entire league. And I think maybe that's why you want to bring him off the bench, but I think maybe it's time to bring him into that starting lineup.
I do like the power forward role, especially between David Lee, Draymond Green, and Murray Spates.
Yep, and they also, right now, at least on the roster, have James Michael McAdoo, who at one point was a lottery pick and fell all the way out of the draft, kind of working his way back.
Yeah, he's the guy who stayed a little too long in college.
Yeah, he stayed a little too long, but the potential's there. He's a big, big guy. If he can find his way in this roster...
Great mid-range.
If he can find his way in this roster, I don't think he can make a huge impact, but maybe make a great bench player to have on this team.
What else do you think I see? What else do you see?
The center position.
Landry Barbarossa is still playing.
Yeah, that's crazy. And Brandon Rush is back in this squad.
Biggest addition, Sean Livingston.
Yeah, what a story. What a comeback story. You talk about the nasty videos of Kevin Ware and
His was the original nasty
and
video.
Paul George. Sean Livingston was the original.
Well, actually, Sean Livingston and Andrew Bogut both had just gruesome injuries. Andrew Bogut's elbow was pretty gross.
And that's the thing with one of the questions you had asked about this team. Can Andrew Bogut stay healthy?
It's like I said, if he plays 50 games, I'm gonna be excited because he's the kind of guy that when he plays is very effective.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just I don't know what he's made out of. It's almost like he's made out of straw.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as a big guy, like he just has not found that longevity factor. And I really thought last year would have been it.
And when he plays, though, he is an impact player.
Well, when he plays, it's a defensive presence. He kind of takes the pressure off of David Lee. So you have guys like Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, and Andrew Bogut, and suddenly you guys are kind of locked down defenders. We all know Steph Curry is going to play defense, and we know David Lee's a sieve.
And I think one of the things with this Golden State club is they just haven't been able to get to the next level. I think last year you'd almost say it was a disappointing season because we saw them with that great series against the Spurs, and we're like, okay, that was their coming out party. And next year,
we had them going to the finals.
Yeah, we did because we saw so much potential in this team. And the Mark Jackson thing was just really weird. It seemed like the owner and everyone just didn't want him there. Brian Scalabrine was involved.
Yeah.
Got super weird there.
The power plays.
So maybe that led to some weird stuff in the front office. Also, they were in a Clipper series where a lot of emotion was played with the Clippers with the whole Sterling thing. A lot of things were getting played there. But it's a fresh start now with Steve Kerr, like we said. And this is the team that, again, you talk about league pass teams. This is definitely
0
a
to
team you want
60,
to touch on,
and 0
man.
to 60 in no time at all.
Yeah.
Offensively, probably the scariest team offensively.
Yeah. And Golden State Warriors, man, this is going to be an exciting...
This is make or break.
Yeah. Do you blow things up? If not, like, do you start being like...
No, but if they don't make it, it seriously affects their talks with Klay Thompson.
Yes. That's right. That's definitely right. And I think Harrison's coming up too, as a restricted.
He's got to be, yeah. Well,
He's restricted.
He's got to be finishing his rookie contract.
Yeah.
Soon.
So then it's like, do you match whatever, or
because he's a great trade chip.
Yeah, he's a great trade chip, and they need to look for another center maybe soon too. Like, and
they need rim protection.
Yes.
I would say get rid of David Lee. You need someone who can protect the rim, and Andrew Bogut who plays good post defense.
Absolutely. All right, that's number 8. Next up. Number 7, things are about to get thunderstruck. This has been a Fresh Take Stick Boy production.